All right, so we're looking here at the NASDAQ right now. This is the 1 minute chart. And we have this big move down, had this kind of big leg down after this last bear flag. So we're moving on down. We're starting to push back up here. And, well, what are we going to wait for? We're going to wait for this bear flag to play out. And let's talk about kind of something that I have to think about as well, though. Let's talk about something that's looming here. If you're just staring at only at the smaller picture, what you now would have noticed if you zoom out and look at the hourly chart, that this is where we closed at yesterday. So we pulled back and we filled the gap there. So we've still continued lower. The market still looks weak. And there's a support level here, 18,000. If we can't hold this 18,000 level, there's a very good chance that we sell down. But right now, it's very pivotal for the bulls to try to hold here at the 18,000 area. Try to get this push back up, I would say. So we want to keep that in mind, that yes, we are selling, but I do think that there is some relief to come from this level. So 18,100 to the upside there. See if that gets retested. I'm going to take this long here. So we are long at the 60s. Look for a push up, 75s or so. Should be very quick to happen. 75s should be quick there. There we go. 75s getting filled. Beautiful. And now we look for the 80s to get pushed up to. There we go. It's happening. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Try to get this push all the way up there through the 90s next to lock in. We got 4 contracts left. Why am I targeting the 90s? The high on this candle over here to the left is 93. Now I'm going to put 2 right there at the 75s, or I'm actually move to the 80s here and just try to trail this up some. In case it does, just keep kind of going, because it breaks through here at the 95s. Could go right up there into the hundreds next, but totally fine if we get stopped out right here. $85s, need to hold 85s here to push. You want to see this candle just close up in the top of this range right now. So 1 minute candle, trying to battle the bears, the bulls. See how this is closing down here at the bottom. Better chance that if we close at the bottom, we pull back. If we close at the top, we might get this push straight through the 95s next. So we want to see this close like right up in here. Hammer this thing out. It's trying. Look at the battle. The bears, the bulls. Basically, this is the deciding factor if this is going to continue straight up here or not. Watching this candle right now. And like, I'm in the trade right now, and I'm talking to myself through it because I'm like, look, okay, if we get this break here, we are looking for a push straight up from there. Go right through the 95s here. And then we're going to move our stop right there, 93s. Perfect. It could have exploded straight up through the 95s there, but a little bit of a hesitation. You see how we closed there. That candle closed. It should have pushed right up there, to be honest. I mean, I don't know exactly what the market's going to do, but if this would have had like one more continuation push for like another 10, 20 points, then I could have trailed this up there and got another 20 points out of it. I still closed it above that last take profit anyway. So yeah, I mean, you can't complain. You're still getting a little bit more out of it, but it just gives you a chance in case, you know, there really is a big move happening and this thing can start ripping 10, 20, 30, 40 points. So kind of keeping those last 2 contracts, it's nice, you know, kind of keep a little runner on there, talk yourself through the trade, keep yourself in the momentum. But again, going back here, the 2 minute chart, little reversal back up. I got long when we got back above that 60 level here. We get back above kind of this, like you kind of see a little bit of resistance there, that kind of like a little channel. We get back above it, we get long here for a push up with the idea of, you know, kind of getting back up into that level. If we look at the bigger time frames, again, going back to the couple ideas, we got the VWAP all the way up there at 350. We know the market kind of loves to kind of push up to the VWAP certain times of the day. Going into the 3 o'clock hour here. Could try to get a retracement back up. But we do have support, you know, here on the hourly chart. We can see that support. That was that breakout level from the retracement there on Monday. So bang, 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 triple support there. It's hard to get short right down there at the support. Obviously, after that big move down, we had a big move down here today. So it's not that I don't think it can't break, but making sure I look at the bigger time frames, the hourly chart. You know, if I'm only looking at the 2-minute chart and I don't have anything else on there, I'm like, okay, I have no idea that there's major support right here. I have no idea that the gap was filled by, you know, not looking at the QQQ. If I look at the QQQ, you know, we filled the gap, kind of pulled all the way back even deeper than the gap, but the gap's been filled. So I'm like, okay, you know, things are happening. There are reasons for it to get bullish again here. Try to bounce maybe a little bit of relief. So gives me an idea like, okay, if I see a setup, we get this break through these kind of flat tops. Anytime you get these like flat tops, little flat top, I kind of call them, or I don't know about flat tops, but kind of like when everything's just like stuck right there. You know that if we get back above this, there's going to be stops there. Those shorts are going to get stopped out. Shorts are going to take profit. They think it's a reversal, whatever it is. It's going to create buying pressure. It's not going to, you know, guarantee 1,000,000 points to the upside, but you're thinking that we get a retracement back up here, maybe 20, maybe 30 points back up. Looks like some news came out here at 2:30 now. And market popping down. But in general, you know, it's important to kind of understand when you get these like tight areas where the market is just sitting right at that level. Any type of kind of break through that level is going to give you, you know, 10, 20, 30 points on average kind of for those breakouts. So they're from the 60s, you know, up to the 90s. And yeah, you're kind of always looking for those key areas. Anytime you get multiple touches, you know, even on the trend lines, just kind of getting those areas where it's like here, you know, here again. It's kind of do. So, you know, if we get through this there at the 94s, it's down from there. So just always kind of, I don't know, you kind of want to be painting a picture of like what you think could happen as the market's pushing back up here. Like, you know, what's the next kind of pattern that would play out? If we get stuck here and we sell down, it's like we kind of know that pattern. We see these patterns. I mean, it's not always the same exact patterns, but it's kind of always the same story, you know? These smaller time frames, you get these bear flags. This one kind of pushes all the way back up, but you get these setups, you know, smaller time frames. We had the bigger time frame, the 15-minute opening range there, the break to the downside, the VWAP, the pivot point. Kind of looking at those things like what did the market lose to get to where it's at? It lost the pivot, it lost the VWAP. So it's like, hey, this is pretty bearish. This is not good for the bulls. The bulls are just giving it up. And again, you know, like look, pulling right back down there to the lows. So the smaller time frame, little reversal back up. Bigger time frame, still very bearish. Keep an eye on the whole picture, my friends. Easier said than done. I know.